Samantha Cristoforetti is a woman that's breaking stereotypes one day at a time. The ESA astronaut will take over as commander of the International Space Station soon, succeeding fellow Expedition 67 crew member Oleg Artemyev. And this is major news because she's actually the first European female ISS commander. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to be looking at how she's taking the world by storm. First up, let's look at her new role at ISS. Samantha served as the lead of the United States Orbital Segment since the start of her Minerva mission in April 2022, managing activities in the station's US, European, Japanese, and Canadian modules and components. By the way, the mission was named after the Roman goddess of learning and the arts to honor the sophisticated workmanship of the men and women all around the world who make human spaceflight possible. Isn't that cool? And that's not all. She'll be the fifth European commander of the International Space Station, following in the footsteps of previous ESA astronauts Frank De Winne, Alexander Gerst, Luca Parmitano, and Thomas Pesquet. What's even more impressive is that she'll also be the first female European to hold the job. I am humbled by my appointment to the position of commander, says Samantha, and look forward to drawing on the experience I've gained in space and on Earth to lead a very capable team in orbit. Samantha's outlook is shared by ESA Director General Josef Aschbacher, who believes that her nomination as commander really shows the trust placed in ESA astronauts. And throughout her Minerva assignment, she's made major contributions to the station's scientific and operational triumphs. And the ESA Director General fully believes that the mission will achieve success under her command. Up next, what does the entire process look like? Okay, so the 45-year-old will be sworn in as commander after a traditional transfer ceremony that includes the symbolic passing of a key from the previous commander, and the event itself will be held on September 28, 2022. If you want to see the iconic moment, we've got you, as the whole thing will be televised live from the International Space Station on ESA Web TV. It speaks volumes that even the ESA's Director of Human and Robotic Exploration only had good things to say about Samantha. As the first European woman to hold the position of commander, she once again pushes the limit of female representation in space, and that's no easy feat. And now, let's talk a little more about the position now. The space agencies for multiple countries come together to make decisions about who to make commander. So this includes the United States NASA, Roscosmos of Russia, Japan's JAXA, ESA from Europe, and CSA of Canada. And that's not all. Frank De Winne, head of the European Astronaut Center and ISS program manager, represents ESA in this long selection process. Of course, Samantha has his full support too. Don't go anywhere, because we have a lot more in store for you in today's video. Coming up, why is this post so important? We don't need to tell you how important the ISS is, and this commander post is absolutely critical to the space station's long-term success. While flight directors and the control centers oversee the planning and execution of station operations, the station's commander is in charge of the crew's performance and well-being in orbit. And that's not even half of it. They're also responsible for maintaining effective communication with teams on Earth and coordinating the crew response in the event of an emergency. So Samantha will take charge in the final weeks of her time on board, and one of her main responsibilities will be to guarantee a smooth and thorough transfer to the next expedition crew. Let's look at all the work that led her to this point. So, okay, Samantha knows the importance of studying STEM and then finding a path into the sector. That's definitely what she did for herself, too. She was assigned technical and management roles at the European Astronaut Center after completing her post-flight activities, which included participating on technical review boards for exploration-related programs. She then directed the spaceship EAC effort for several years, a student-centered team focusing on the technology hurdles of future moon missions. And if her resume wasn't solid enough already, the 45-year-old also worked with the ESA for 2 years as a crew representative in the Gateway project, which aimed to build a staging station near the moon. The project had a focus on crew systems and habitability elements for the ESA-supplied IHAB module. And hey, she's also been a member of a working group entrusted with communicating with Chinese counterparts in order to develop and implement collaboration in the field of astronaut operations. She participated in a maritime survival drill in the Yellow Sea in 2017, along with fellow ESA astronaut Matthias Maurer, organized by the Astronaut Center of China. This was China's first joint training for Chinese and non-Chinese astronauts. The Italian also led NASA's 23rd Extreme Environment Expedition Operations mission to Aquarius, the world's only underwater research facility, for a 10-day stay in 2019. Samantha was given the Knight Grand Cross of the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic by the Italian president in July 2015, an honor only a few have received. Next up, her personal achievements aren't small either. Well, if being the first European female ISS commander wasn't enough, Cristoforetti has a lot more to her. Not many people know that the Italian astronaut's a UNICEF ambassador. The earnings from the sale of her biography, Diary of an Apprentice Astronaut, go to UNICEF too. In the book, she tells readers about her experience of being chosen as an astronaut and preparing for and flying her first space mission. Quite an interesting read, so definitely check it out. In terms of her personal life, the former Italian Air Force pilot resides in Cologne, Germany, with her spouse Lionel, and their 2 children, Kelsey Amel and Dorian Lev, near ESA's Astronaut Center. She's also a big reader who enjoys science and technology as well as the humanities. She enjoys learning foreign languages, and her latest project is to learn Chinese. She occasionally finds time to go hiking, scuba diving, or practice yoga. So, safe to say, Samantha's living life to the fullest. Coming up, the ISS commander is TikTok to new heights. No, seriously, we literally mean new heights. Cristoforetti holds the record for the longest uninterrupted mission by a European astronaut, but many might remember her for something else entirely. After all, she's the first person to upload a TikTok video from the International Space Station. Cristoforetti has become quite the sensation, with millions of views on her videos. On TikTok, one video in commemoration of Douglas Adams, author of the landmark sci-fi series The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, has received over 17 million views. That reach is amazing, and Italy's first female astronaut is helping TikTok reach the final frontier on her second space trip. We know she's part of a 4-person crew that launched from Florida's Kennedy Space Center on April 27th aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule. They're the 4th crew to travel to the International Space Station on a SpaceX rocket. And of course, she made a TikTok video about it. It outlined the whole process from launch to settling in at the ISS. And guess what? It currently has about 1.2 million views. Next up, what else does she get up to at the ISS? So, Cristoforetti works 12-hour days on maintenance and scientific research when she isn't lighting up the internet with her entertaining videos. And this research is super important. One of her projects is to investigate how ovarian cells behave in microgravity. And while the experiment is still in its early stages, she believes it could help a whole lot of humans on Earth. Basically, once we understand how biology works, we may be able to develop specific medications and medical interventions. After all, she expects that more individuals will be traveling beyond Earth's atmosphere over the next decade. So, one of the main goals of the space station right now is to develop technologies for life support so we can keep humans alive in space. She's a busy bee, that's for sure, as her workday also includes required exercise time. This is because long stints in space are dangerous to astronauts' health and can even result in bone loss. And of course, it surprises absolutely no one that she posts her workout videos on the ISS on TikTok. Truly, she's giving us everything. Speaking of workouts, she's also established an additional training challenge in orbit for even younger prospective astronauts. So she'll be doing yoga on the International Space Station, which youngsters on Earth will be able to see and join her in. Now, finally, she has a message for future astronauts. Once back on Earth, Cristoforetti had some words of encouragement for aspiring astronauts. She told the BBC that becoming an astronaut takes so much good luck, and that all astronauts are aware of that privilege. So, if anyone wants to follow in Samantha's footsteps, just know that it's possible with some good luck and hard work. After all, space is only the beginning, and women have only just begun taking over the world. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think this step will lead to women entering the front lines in space exploration? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.